Welcome back everyone. In this video I'll be reviewing Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Nintendo Switch. Now, the idea of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker originally came from a series of bonus levels on Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. It was a much loved segment of the game, and Nintendo decided to release a full dedicated game to the adventurous Captain Toad on the Wii U. For all those people who missed out originally can now experience Captain Toad's adventures on the Nintendo Switch and 3DS. I myself had a Wii U, but I still didn't buy the game, so shame on me. But I was happy to hear it was getting a Switch release, so I finally decided to try it out. It's a good thing I did, as Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a lot of fun. Each level is uniquely designed, complete with all sorts of obstacles, fun mechanics and collectibles. But there really needed to be a lot of thought put into each level, because in terms of controls and movements, it's very limited. Captain Toad cannot jump, run, or do any of those agile things that the likes of Mario and Luigi can do. Instead, Captain Toad can just walk and pick up objects off the ground. But those limitations aren't a limitation on the game itself. It means the developers really had to think outside the box to give us something we haven't seen before, and I believe they achieved that. Each and every level has its own theme and ideas that are rarely reused. This game is definitely more of a puzzle and exploration game than a platformer. Can it really be called a platformer if you can't even jump? Another unique idea this game has is that the camera really is the main mechanic of the game. You really need to use the camera to its fullest to see all paths available and also all the hidden secrets. It really makes you feel more involved when you're just as much of the main character as Toad is. Speaking of mechanics, my personal favourite was tapping those pink and blue platforms to make them move. The extra objective for those levels usually involved getting to the end of the level by having a limited amount of times you can tap those platforms, meaning you really had to think your way through. Not everything was great though, as I hated those minecart levels. You just ride on a minecart from start to finish, shooting things as you go. There's no real thought behind them, and they weren't really that fun. There's actually a decent amount of levels to play through, each with their own set of collectibles and objectives. Your main goal is to make it to the end of the level and collect the star, but to add to the replay value, each level had 3 hidden gems to find. You really had to thoroughly search each level to find them all, but they were always fun to find. You actually need to collect gems in order to unlock levels later on, so it's best not to ignore them. But since they're fun to find anyway, why would you ignore them? Along with gems, each level has its own bonus objective, such as collecting a certain amount of coins, finding the hidden golden mushroom, or defeating all the enemies. Each level doesn't take that long to do, so having all these extras did help extend the life of the game. But my favourite bonus to each level was Pixel Toad. Once you complete each level, you have the option to replay it and try to find Pixel Toad, who is hidden somewhere in the level. Sometimes you find him quick, other times it took a while, but finding him was always just a burst of joy. What mostly amazes me about Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is how much creativity was squeezed out of what were just a few bonus levels on Super Mario 3D World. The ideas they came up with were really clever, and limiting Toad's movements and skills actually helped bring more out of the game, as it relied more on originality rather than reflexes and skill. I never really touched on the game's story because I didn't really need to. It's simply about a massive bird that kidnapped Toadette, and Captain Toad has to go off to save her. Nothing special, but this game is all about the compact, fun and well-designed levels. There are quite a few levels too, and with the extra things to do in them, it's really good value. It's actually cheaper than most Switch games, especially at release, so I definitely recommend it to any Switch owner. I give Captain Toad Treasure Tracker an 8.6 out of 10. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share or subscribe, and check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching.